Welcome one, welcome all to the first Batman movie of our DC Live Volume 2 marathon. Because, like I said before, we started off with Superman, then we went straight into two different Justice League films, and now here on review number 4 already, we finally reach our first Batman movie of this big marathon. And trust me, it is far from the last. And this is one that people seem a bit split on, but me personally, I'm actually going to be pretty positive about it. That doesn't mean I think it's perfect. It's not a great movie. Don't misquote me there. But as a Batman fan, as a huge Batman fan, I actually quite like this one, and I'm going to explain why as best as I can. So, what's up? What's happening? It's going by one Bat Team Station numbers for anything animation, including TV and movies as well. I'm your host, Jackson Small. Welcome to my review of Son of Batman, the fourth film, right? The fourth film? No, the third, sorry. The third movie in this new continuous canon era of the DC animated universe films. And it's a pretty good one. I don't think it's great by any means, and it does have its fair share of problems, but there's actually a good bit to talk about here. So I have a pretty good written review put out for this one, so I'm just going to read off of that. Hopefully it does most of the talking for me, and I hope you guys enjoy. After hearing about the massive fan hatred for Damian Wayne on the internet, I decided to just play it safe back then, and for the past decade have stayed away from anything involving him, so I didn't get caught up in the crossfire. You know how toxic fanboys be. But now that 10 years have passed, and that toxic flame war has subsided, at least for the time being, I feel a bit more comfortable now to check out the things I originally avoided, starting with this film right here, Son of Batman. This being a first-time watch, I went in with my expectations kind of in the middle. Expecting a solid film, but nothing to really write home about. And now that I've seen it, I'm glad to say that it's actually a pretty good film. Flawed, sure, but pretty entertaining, especially, again, as a huge Batman fan. Following the death of Ra's al Ghul, yes, I'm calling him Ra's al Ghul, I don't know why it's pronounced two different ways, it's super confusing, I'm calling him Ra's, I know it's called Ra's, shut up. His daughter Talia sends her son Damian to be with his father, who's none other than Batman, while she hunts down her father's killer, Deathstroke. But when she's captured, when she tries to go after Deathstroke, and with the League of Assassins threatening to take over all of humanity, if my internet can stop glitching, it's up to Damian to overcome his own cocky arrogance and bloodlust, and with the help of his father, learn what it means to truly be a hero. As always, we'll start with the voice acting, but since O'Mara is the only returning voice actor, besides D. Bradley Baker in another background role, that's reprising his role, O'Mara is back as Batman for the second time. From the previous film, Justice League War, we'll just focus on the newcomers this time around. Giancarlo Esposito. Yes, that Giancarlo Esposito. Baxter Stockman from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, and that guy from Breaking Bad. Sorry, I still haven't watched it yet. As Ra's al Ghul, Marina Baccarin Vanessa from the Deadpool trilogy as Talia al Ghul, Sean Maher, Simon Tam from Firefly as Nightwing, the late great David McCallum, best known as Donner Mallard from NCIS, as Alfred, Bruce Thomas, Master Chief from Halo Infinite as the voice of Gordon, Kari Wahlgren, aka Katana and Melina from NetherRealm's Mortal Kombat series, as Rebecca Langstrom, 90s film star Xander Berkeley, best known as Todd Voigt from Terminator 2 Judgment Day, as Dr. Landstrom, Stuart Allen in one of his first ever starring roles as Damian Wayne / Robin, and the biggest one of them all, another Criminal Minds alumni. You remember how I was talking in the last review, Justice League War, about Shemar Moore? Now we have another one. This time, it's Aaron Hotchner himself, Thomas Gibson. Yeah, how they are getting so many Criminal Minds people in these movies is beyond me. Not to mention, this is one of the only times he's ever voiced in an animated film, which is also interesting. I can't exactly explain why that's a thing, but it's a thing that exists, and it's a thing that I love. I'm a huge Criminal Minds fan. Hotchner has always been one of my favorite characters, so seeing the guy who plays Hotchner voicing a, pardon my language, badass character like Deathstroke is actually really damn cool. It's a pretty good cast, and it also helps that all their performances are really good too, especially both Allen and Gibson, who just completely steal the spotlight whenever they're on screen, especially when they're interacting off of each other. Like, I never thought Thomas Gibson could be a great Deathstroke, but he's a great Deathstroke, man. I was surprised how well he did in his performance. And Stuart Allen, for a newcomer at this particular time, is actually pretty good in his role as Damian Wayne. But voice acting isn't the only good part about it, because there is plenty of positives to actually talk about with this movie. The story is great, writing is strong, world building is superb, the fight scenes are awesome. This is the one consistent thing of all these DC movies, the fight scenes are always great. The final battle is excellent, the pacing is solid, the runtime is still brisk, they don't try to push it to an hour and a half, thank freaking goodness. It continues the ongoing trend of PG-13 boundary-pushing brutality and bloody violence. The characters are fantastic, Damian's development is well handled, the animation is very, very good, especially in the final battle. Deathstroke is a great villain. It has a few pretty funny one-liners, specifically from Alfred. The tone is consistent, and rewatchability is on the higher tier of these DC movies. That being said, though, there's still a few problems. The scenes at Wayne Enterprises drag a little bit in the second act. The story structure is still pretty basic. It's nothing you haven't seen before. The ending is a bit anticlimactic, and some of the dialogue can be pretty hit or miss. Also, while he has shown improvement in his second outing, I still just sadly don't buy O'Mara as Batman. He's getting better, and maybe he'll grow on me the more I watch these films, but he's still got a long way to go to really impress me and make me believe him as this character. It's just a personal nitpick for me. I'm just not a big fan of O'Mara's voice acting. Just a personal thing. I still have nothing but respect for the guy. I just feel like they could have done something a little better here. Overall, while there's a few dull spots on this Blade, Son of Batman succeeds at being a good introductory film for this new Robin, while also simultaneously being a really good Batman film. Sure, it's not quite great, but in my opinion, it's still a pretty good time. So because of that, final verdict for this movie, strong, solid, 7 out of 10. Yes, the same verdict I gave to Superman Unbound. Definitely a recommendation to fellow Batman fanatics and a big improvement from Justice League War. Like, this movie I can pretty much watch anytime I'm in a mood for a Batman movie. Whereas with Justice League War, I have to really be in a very, very specific mood. But with this movie, whenever I want to put on a Batman movie, and I don't want it to be one of the live-action ones, I can see myself picking this up a few times. I mean, yeah, obviously I'm always going to go for, like, Mask of the Phantasm first, that's the classic, but this movie is still really good on its own merits, and I think it deserves a chance. Don't let the hate parade of Damian Wayne ruin this movie for you. In my opinion, it's pretty good. I think it's worth at least one watch. And if you end up not liking it afterwards, that's okay. Opinions are opinions. As long as we respect each other, there's no need to get defensive and aggressive. Yeah, that's it. Short, sweet, to the point review for a short, sweet, to the point movie. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos like this almost every single day. And join me next time for one of the most chaotic entries in this entire marathon with Batman Assault on Arkham, aka the Suicide Squad movie before Suicide Squad. I'll tell you all about it next time. See you then.
We cannot take it anymore. The time has come. Prepare for what we're ready for.